what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Voices from the Mausoleum, and welcome back to another edition of Monday Morning Musings with my co-host, JR from Horror Fiend TV.
Oh, we're going to talk about some lovely characters. I know characters she's going to talk about she loves so much.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one, and I got to remember 15 minutes. Like, keep it down. Yeah, so I'm sure you guys are aware that technically we don't actually film these like first thing in the morning and get them out. That would be a lot of work, and we both have jobs. So
Yes.
I'm going to break the fourth wall here and tell you that I brought an adult drink because I'm going to need it for this conversation, because today we are talking our least favorite horror villain.
You like them?
No, I don't. And I'm man. I actually, believe it or not, I really did try to think of like a different one, and I couldn't come up with one that I hated as much as I hate this one.
So, which is exactly the one you hate?
Huh?
Which is exactly the one you hate this much that you need a drink?
The villain that I chose to share my disdain for is Joseph from the found footage movie Creep.
Poor Joe.
Yeah. So first of all, I hate this movie, like hate it. And it's funny because a lot of people in found footage circles really love this film, like really love it. I can't remember for sure if it made Tom's like top 5 or something, but I know it's one he really likes. Don't you like this one too?
No.
You didn't like this one?
It's okay. It's not even on my top 10.
Yeah. So, but a lot of people in found footage like really like this movie. I don't know why. And I'm like, I really hate it. And when I did a 30-second movie review on it forever ago now, it feels like, I looked into like facts about the movie, because that was one of the things I did when I did my reviews, was facts about the movie. And one of the facts that I learned is that the movie is almost 100% improvised, which impresses some. It does not impress me. It irritates me because I hated the movie. And so then to learn that I wasted all this time watching a movie that I hated, and they didn't even take the time to write it all the way out, I was infuriated. Like, I'm friends with filmmakers. Like, you guys suck. I'm so mad about that concept that it's like completely made up on the spot. Like, they literally are just walking through the woods and they're just like, oh, hey, here's a waterfall. Let's have a random ass conversation that we've not planned or talked about. Not amused.
I mean, it is a indie film. I mean, and I understand what they're trying to. Well, indie films don't always. I mean, I'm not saying that there's a mix. Some of them actually have pretty good writing. Some of them actually don't. I mean, there were some.
Yeah, but at least there's writing.
Yeah, but there were some moments in this film where, I mean, when he puts the wolf mask on, that is kind of weird and creepy. But I mean, I'm not saying it was great, but I mean, I could see why you hate the character. I didn't know it was improvised, to be honest, but
yeah. So I have a lot of disdain for this film, and I did not find Joseph to be believable on either side of the crazy spectrum. Like, before we know what's going on, even though it's already weird from the very beginning, like, it's the set. Okay. So the story of this movie, if you're not familiar, is this guy hires somebody to come and film him, basically do like a end of days diary type thing, because he's very sick and he's going to die and he wants to leave a video for his family. And as soon as our camera guy gets there, it's fucking weird enough that he should have left, but he didn't. Camera keeps on rolling. And so there's like these things that he says and he does, and you're just like, what the, like the whole like weird fantasy thing about like I can't, like I hate this movie so much. And there's a second one, and that drives me crazy too. But the reason that Joseph gets under my skin so badly is because he was not, to me, like an infective. It felt like an infection watching this movie. He was not an effective, like character for me. Like, I didn't buy into any of it. I was never uncomfortable. I was just annoyed the entire movie. And then when it was over, I was like, great, like awesome. So glad I sat through this. And the only thing that I liked that I thought was done well was I liked the way it ended.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing about it that I liked. Everything else I hated.
A lot of movies do that though, you know. Not
Yeah.
not the Halloween ends. I'm never gonna get off that. But
Oh my
yeah,
God, that's going to be in every episode.
that's gonna be in every episode till the year ends.
Yeah, no, I hate it. So, that's my tangent for I hate Creep, and Joseph is my least favorite horror villain, and it's because he's not an effective one.
Nah, that's
Your turn. What's yours?
I think mine is gonna be short and sweet. Literally short. Because
Oh, I just remembered who it was.
in the 80s and 90s were one of the best times in horror. The only time you could compare the 80s and 90s is probably till 2022, because this year has been a great year for horror. But the 80s and 90s were masterful as far as horror and characters. You had, you still had Michael Myers, you still had Jason, you still had Freddy, you had, what's his name? Oh my God, what's his name? Pinhead. You had freaking, what's his name? Oh my God, I'm forgetting all these characters'
What's
names.
the matter with
Oh my
you?
God, that's so many. How the 80s and 90s were so good. Yeah, Pumpkinhead. I
I
mean,
love Pumpkinhead. That's a good one.
so they decided, well, we're gonna take this folklore, and I love folklore. But in 1993, a movie called Leprechaun came out. Leprechaun came out. I'm just gonna say it one more time. A Leprechaun horror movie, and the synopsis is: a leprechaun goes on a killing spree in search of his pot of gold. I mean, how? I mean, I know horror is something that's creative and you could do whatever you want, but a leprechaun searching for his pot of gold goes on a killing spree, and the guy who played Leprechaun, I like Warwick Davis is an amazing actor. I mean,
Yeah.
he's known as, I mean, one of his greatest things was Willow, which they're making a series that's going
Yep.
to be coming out soon on Disney Plus. But he
Yeah.
also played one of the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi. So this guy he's an icon. He is an icon as an actor. He is an icon. But dude, when they gave you the script for Leprechaun, you should have just said no. I mean, just say no. To top it off, I think this was Jennifer Aniston's first movie, because she starred in Leprechaun, and the scene that I'll always remember as just the one that drove me even more crazy to why I hate this character is he has them cornered, and she's like, I know how to stop him, and she literally throws shoes at him because he has to pick up the shoes and clean them. I mean, seriously? And to top it off, they made a total of 6 movies in this franchise. 6.
Yeah, I was going to ask, have you only seen the first one?
I saw the first one. I stumbled through the second one, and then I was like, all right, I can't do it no more. It's nothing against Warwick Davis. It's just how many times are you going to lose a pot of gold for 6 franchise movies? I mean, and then the last one I think was he went into the hood, which
That's my favorite one.
it's just I cannot stand.
I've seen all of
Leprechaun.
them.
And Rick, if you watch this, Rick loves Leprechaun.
What? That's so random.
So Rick, just let you know, I hate the character that you love the most. Leprechaun. Hate it.
He wasn't scary to you?
Nah, he was annoying. I mean, I would have just freaking kicked him. Make pretend, kick the field goal.
So I was young when this came out, and I actually used to have nightmares about him.
I mean, the makeup was great. The makeup was great.
He was scary. Like he made me very scared. But I mean, in 93, I don't know how old I was. 901 I was like 5 or 6 years old when this movie came out. But I think that but it was because I saw it when I was so little.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that's exactly when I watched it, but I was young when I watched it. It was very scary. It scared me.
No, I mean, he did a great job. Warwick Davis could turn. I mean,
That's
he
your
did good
least
performance.
favorite. That's so funny.
Oh my God, Leprechaun. And think about it. All these horror icons in the 80s and 90s, and they come out with Leprechaun. A fucking Leprechaun.
I mean, cheesy horror is still horror.
They could do better with it, though, you know? I mean, but, you know, 6 movies, crying out loud.
Crying out loud.
But I will watch Leprechaun over Halloween Ends.
Oh my God. One more plug for that.
One more, that's it.
Yeah. Leprechaun. I really did try to think of someone I hated more than I hated Joseph from Creep, and I couldn't think of anybody. And then it was funny because he and the I think the other guy too are both in what's the documentary? The found footage phenomenon documentary that Shudder did. And every time it came on, I was like, mean mugging him.
But he's actually one of the scary episodes.
No, it isn't.
He's in there.
How do you know that?
I know. I didn't watch them all, but I know he's in there. Trust me. I know. It's going to be harder than some of the ones you like. Yeah, I predict the Halloween Ends. So, last time.
That's the last time.
Leprechaun. Damn it.
Yeah. I don't know. That's all I mean, I could really lay into Creep, but I'm not going to because these are supposed to be short episodes. But those are at least favorite villains.
Yep.
We should do our favorites next. Or maybe not next, but eventually.
We should do our favorites, but that can't be our top one, though. Because, mine is Michael Myers, so I cannot put Michael Myers into the mix.
Who's my top one?
How about we do the top horror villain in the last 2 years? Make it really interesting.
I already know who yours is going to be.
Who?
You just talked about him in the last video, right?
That's not going to be mine.
Are you just saying that because I said that?
No, it's not going to be mine. Seriously, it's not going to be mine.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I don't think I have like a top, like a villain. I'd have to think about it. I always like the villains. Like I just always side with them, and especially the older I've gotten, the more like I get them.
Yeah, except for Leprechaun. Get pot of gold. Yeah, what
are you going to do when tomorrow they announce they're redoing it?
They probably are. They probably will. I mean, if you can't outrun a leprechaun, come on. Just throw your shoe at him.
I probably couldn't. I'm not a runner.
Yeah, just throw your shoe at him. Watch that scene when they throw the shoe at him. You're like, come on.
I forgot about the shoe thing. I thought you were going to say the part where she goes down the stairs into the basement and he's like snoozing and all of a sudden he's like awake. I thought that was kind of silly.
Yeah, it was. After the first one, you knew it was going to be a comedy most of the time. It's a shame.
It's so funny that it's
Leprechaun.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, I think that's all we have for this episode, right? You got any final thoughts on your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? No. I'm good for now. You're not going to rope me in. I'm good. Namaste.
Namaste. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on a Monday. Don't drink hard cider before you go to work today.
Or be bold. Just don't drive.
If you're carpooling, bold. That's very clever.
If you're carpooling, definitely drink.
Especially if you're sitting in the back seat.
Oh yeah. That way, and right behind the driver, so that way every time you take a swig, it's easy to the rear view.
Follow us for more life tips.
It's Monday.
Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. Have a good week, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Have a good one.